it's Miss Hot House. Today we are going to do a writing activity based off the book, The Great Eggscape. So for this writing activity, you are going to need a blank piece of paper, something to write with, and the planning sheet, okay? The planning sheet. If you don't have this sheet, it's okay. You can just use a blank piece of paper, okay? Leave some space at the top, write a number 1, write a number 2, and leave some space at the bottom. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, get those materials ready, and unpause when you're ready to go. Great. So our first task is to brainstorm, and that is to use our schema to think about what we already know. Okay, so on your blank piece of paper, anywhere on this paper, I want you to write down places, things, in a grocery store. Okay, I want you to write down different things in a grocery store, the different places in a grocery store, like the different aisles, okay? Anything that you know really about a grocery store, I want you to write it down. Okay, and I'll give you about 1 minute to write down anything about the grocery store and the places inside of a grocery store and the things inside of a grocery store. I'm going to get started with my list, okay? I'm just thinking of all of the different things that I see when I walk into a grocery store. Okay, it's been about a minute. Hopefully you got some great things down on your list. I got a few things down, but to really help our schema, we're going to take a little virtual field trip inside of a grocery store, okay? And feel free, if you see something in this video that you like, write it down, because, I guess I should tell you why. Our writing task today is to imagine us being one of the 12 eggs playing hide and seek inside of a grocery store. Okay, we have to choose 2 hiding spots inside of the grocery store and why we would hide there. So when I watch this video, I'm thinking, where would I hide if I were in a grocery store, if I were playing hide and seek in a grocery store? What would be a good hiding spot? Okay, so let's watch our video, and if you see a good hiding spot or a place that you would like to hide in a grocery store, write it down. All right, here we go. This is the outside of a grocery store. All right, you walk in, you see all of the aisles, right? There's so many things inside of a grocery store, right? Grocery stores are huge, which make them a great place to play hide and seek in. Right, first up is the produce section. Fruit, all different kinds of fruit. Colorful, right? So colorful. Are you seeing any good hiding spots? Okay, we've got the refrigerator section where we have the lettuce. I see salad dressings. I'm seeing some vegetables. Remember, you can pause the video to write down. Ooh, we've got the bakery where they make fresh bread and cakes. Speaking of bread, the bread aisle. Look at all those loaves of bread. Are you seeing any good hiding spots? What aisle is this? The pasta pasta aisle. Oh, the fish market where you can get fresh fish. And look, it's lined with ice to keep you cool. Same thing with the meat. The meat section. All different types of meat. It's nice and a cool area. It's refrigerated, right? Right, we also have the deli where we can get slices of cheese and slices of different meats. Ooh, what aisle's this? Chips, lots and lots of them. Bright colors, many different layers. It's up, you can be up high if you were an egg. That looks like cereal. Yep, the cereal aisle. You guys, the candy aisle. There's candy in a grocery store. Would you hide where there was candy? Lots and lots of candy? Hey, it's the egg section. That's what we are. We're eggs, remember? We're eggs hiding in a grocery store. Milk, gallons and gallons of milk. Ooh, it looks like a nice cold place. And then where you check out. And that is our tour of the grocery store. Great job, everybody. So, did you write some other places down that you saw in the video? I saw some great things in the video. Let's talk about just some of those quick places inside that grocery store, okay? Now we are thinking, where would we hide? Where would we hide if we were an egg inside of the grocery store? So here are some of our different places, okay? We have the fruits that we saw, which are really colorful. The vegetables, same thing, really colorful. Tons and tons of vegetables. There was the deli, there was the milk, there was the egg section with all of the cartons of eggs, okay? This one really wasn't in the video, but I brainstormed it. The frozen food aisles, right? Where you can go and you can find ice cream, you can find frozen pizza, you can find frozen popsicles, all sorts of frozen food. Okay, then we saw the candy aisle. We saw the bread aisle. We also saw, we didn't see this, but in a grocery store, there's a drink aisle. All of the different kinds of drinks you can get, soda pop, water, Gatorade, you name it, okay? One of my favorite things, pickles. I brainstorm pickles. I don't know, I just like pickles and I know they're in a grocery store. And then some grocery stores have a toy aisle where you can get like little stuffed animals, you can get like some games and stuff, so I put toys on there. Okay, so hopefully you have at least 4 good choices down on your brainstorming sheet. Okay, if you don't, pause the video, copy one of my places down if you like them. Okay, are we ready for our next step? Our next step now is we need to narrow this list down and pick our 2 favorites. Our 2 favorites. So I'm thinking, if I were an egg inside the grocery store playing hide and seek, what spot would I choose? You know, which one is really standing out to me is the frozen food aisle. The ice cream, that one's just really tugging on my heartstrings, okay? And the other one that is really standing out to me is, I think the egg section is really standing out to me. And I'm thinking that because if I'm an egg, I feel like I would blend in really well where the other eggs are. Oh, okay. So pause the video, circle what 2 places you would hide in a grocery store. Okay, what were your 2 favorite places? Okay, hopefully they're different than mine, okay, because you have your own great ideas. And when you're ready, unpause the video. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I have down frozen food and eggs as my 2 places. We're gonna go ahead and we are going to start filling out our planning sheet. We're gonna start here where we see the 1 and the 2, okay? Because that goes along with the places we would hide, the 2 places, okay? So go ahead and get that sheet. Remember, if you don't have that sheet, you can just write it on a blank sheet, okay? Writers, you are doing an amazing job. All right, so here is our pre-writing sheet. This is what it looks like, right? Mine is just on the computer. And we are jumping down here to this middle section. It says places I would hide and why. So, good writers, when they are writing, they not only tell their opinion, but they give a reason why. And that's normally when we say something like because. Okay, so remember the first place I chose was in the frozen food aisle. Now, this is the planning sheet, so you do not have to write incomplete sentences. I will say it again. You do not have to write incomplete sentences. You are getting your thoughts down. Okay, so let's get my thoughts down. Okay, so the first place I said I would hide was in the frozen aisle. I'm just going to say in the freezers with the ice cream. Okay, so that's step 1, where I would hide. Now it says, and why? So I'm going to use that awesome word because, and I'm going to think, why would I hide with the ice cream? Well, I know, because, well, I would eat it while I hide, right? And I'm thinking, Shell is really small and he's really teeny and he would have a hard time opening that ice cream door. So I think that's why I would hide with the ice cream. And Shell, we'll say, couldn't open the door. Okay. Let's just make that smaller so we can see it. Perfect. All right, so there is my first idea. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and pause the video, write down your first place where you would hide, copy the word because, and give me a reason why. My reason why is because I would eat the ice cream while I was hiding, and I don't think Shell could open the door, which would make it a really good hiding spot. Okay, and then unpause the video when you're ready to write your second thing. Okay, so my second thing is I would hide with the other eggs, so in the egg carton area. Okay, so I'm going to say I would also, remember, I don't have to write incomplete sentences right now. Also in the egg section. Okay, so there's my place I would hide. Then I'm going to say that magic word because and give my reason why. Because, oh yeah, because if I'm an egg and I'm hiding in the egg section, it would be really easy to blend in, right? Because I could blend in really easily. And, oh, there's so many cartons, right? Just cartons and cartons and cartons and cartons of eggs. So Shell probably wouldn't guess the right carton right away, right? It would take him a while to go through all of those cartons. So I'm just going to say, and there's lots of cartons. And we will make that so we can see it. Yeah. Okay, so there is my second place I would hide and why. And I'll review it with you guys. It says, also in the egg section, because I could blend in really easy and there's a lot of cartons there. Okay, so I have my 2 places I would hide, and a reason why for each. That is your next writing step. So go ahead and on your paper, fill in your reasons why, where you would hide and why. Okay, or it could be on your blank paper. So pause the video, okay, do that writing, and then unpause when you're ready to move on. And if ever you need to pause the video, take a stretch break, come back, you do that, okay? This is your writing and you are in charge, okay? I'm just here to help you out. Okay, so we brainstorm places to hide in a grocery store, just places in a grocery store. We picked our 2 favorites, right? We now have written down our place we would hide and why we would hide there. Okay, you see some other things on this paper, right? You see introduction and you see conclusion. So we're going to do those parts next. We're going to do the introduction part first. And you're probably like, what is an introduction? So let's learn quickly how we can write an introduction. Alrighty. So an introduction is just a fun way to start your writing. And it's typically 1, maybe 2 sentences. And it's kind of like our greeting. We use it as a greeting with our writing. So we don't just jump into our writing and start saying, I would hide here because. That wouldn't really make sense. We want to ease into our writing, so we use an introduction. And it's not hard. It's like it says, 1 to 2 sentences. You can do it. Okay, so when we write an introduction, we want to think about, what we are writing about, what the main idea is we're writing about. So I have some main idea words here for us. So our main idea is we're writing about, if we were in a grocery store, where we would hide when we're playing hide and seek, our favorite place we would hide, and egg. I just wrote that because we are eggs. We're pretending to be eggs. So those are words you might want to use in your introduction. And I'm going to go ahead and give you some examples of an introduction that you could use. So my first one is a grocery store. There we go. I'm using one of our main idea words. A grocery store would be a great place to play hide and seek. So notice if I start with that sentence first with my introduction, who's ever reading it is going to be like, oh, they're talking about a grocery store and they're playing hide and seek. So then when I give my reasons of where I would hide, it would make sense. Okay, let's think of another one. I know the perfect spots to hide in and let's choose our main idea word, grocery store. Awesome. Let's do one more. Now this last one, I'm going to ask a question because when you start your writing with a question, that really pulls in your reader and makes them want to read more. Okay, so I'm going to say want to know the best places to hide in a grocery store. Let me tell you about them. And there's 3 different choices for my introduction. Okay, I really like this one. I think I'll use that in my final writing, so I'm just going to underline it because that's the one I want to use. So go ahead and pause the video, okay? And on your planning sheet, go ahead and write your introduction. You can write it in a complete sentence because we can use exactly what you say here on your final writing, okay? So you can use one of mine if you're having trouble thinking of your own. You can take mine and twist some of the words to make it your own, okay? But think of a way to introduce the topic of playing hide and seek in a grocery store. So pause the video, go ahead and write that, and then unpause when you're ready for your last step. Alrighty, so I'm gonna copy this and I'm just going to, let's see if I can paste it here. I'm gonna put it just with my introduction up there. I know it's a little hard to tell. So the last part we have to do is the conclusion, which is an ending to your writing. Okay, so a conclusion is kind of the opposite of an introduction. So a conclusion is a way to end your writing, and it's typically 1 or 2 sentences. 1 or 2 sentences, you can do that, okay? And we use it as a wrap up. So we don't just stop our writing all of a sudden, right? It wouldn't make sense for me to just stop talking. Right? That's like kind of awkward if I were to just stop the video now and I didn't tell you bye, or I didn't tell you good job, or thanks for listening. So when we're writing, we do a conclusion to just kind of wrap up our writing, our awesome writing. So I went ahead and gave you some examples. When you think of a conclusion, you think about everything you wrote about and trying to just put that into a sentence or 2. Okay, so go ahead and read these conclusions with me. This first word is those. Those are the places I would hide. Say it with me. Those are the places I would hide. Here's another one. It would be so fun to hide in those places, especially with the ice cream. Read it with me. It would be so fun to hide in those places, especially with the ice cream. My last one. Would you hide there too? Say that with me. Would you hide there too? Thanks for reading. Thanks for reading. So those are my conclusions. Okay? And I think I like this one the best. You only need to think of one conclusion and write that down. I just thought of multiple to give you an idea. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video. When you're ready, write your conclusion down here at the bottom. We're down here at the bottom. Okay? And then you are finished with the planning. You are great writers. Come back and I'll tell you kind of what's next for us, okay? All right, so just to double check, just to wrap it all up, here's my conclusion. On your paper, you should have done the middle part of the places you would hide and why, the introduction, a way to greet whoever is reading your work, and a conclusion, which is just a way to wrap everything up. Okay? So mine is done. My planning sheet is done. And so go ahead and I have a new video for you to watch of how to put this into your final piece. Great job, writers. Great job, readers. And let's make some awesome work today. Alrighty, bye guys.